Alright, it's time to do the Stella Garten stuff. So, as the main playthrough before, I only took in Toa. This time I'm going to bring everyone I can. This is gonna take fucking forever, and they don't talk during it, I do. Let's see if Vora's up for it. Reen called Vora. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Should I just keep calling it garden? I don't remember. Spectacular. To think they were able to create such a beautiful garden indoors. Stars above and garden below. They delivered on the Stella Garten name, that's for sure. But that's Class 2 for you. They wouldn't be satisfied with anything less. Indeed, I'm especially impressed with the way they made the ceiling look like the night sky. It's supposed to be even more beautiful once you activate the device farther within. Let's go find it, shall we? I'd like that. I'll have to have fast mode going in here so I can actually get through it. But like, listen, we had Trails in the Sky and the Crossbow games with the whole party following you. Why couldn't we for this? It looks like this is the end. Could that be the device you mentioned? It's very possible. Shall we turn it on? Okay, here goes. This is incredible. Yeah, this is more stunning than I ever would have expected it to be. Isn't this garden spectacular? We're in a classroom, but I feel as though I've been drawn to a completely different world. That's a good way to put it. I know it's still light outside, but in here, it feels like it's just the two of us together in the middle of the night. That it does. It's awfully romantic. Any woman brought here by a man might suspect him of more amorous designs. I think that's it. That's not quite what I had in mind. Does that mean you don't see me as a woman suitable for such a thing? Oh boy. No, that's not what it means. No, hold on. No, that's not what it means. You're just teasing me now, aren't you? I apologize. I'm not terribly used to situations like this. And frankly, I'm feeling uncharacteristically nervous right now. Uncharacteristic is right. I never would have expected to see you like this. Don't laugh. Of course I get nervous occasionally. You seem to forget that I am a girl. Although, given my focus on my swordsmanship, I can't say I'm surprised. I've never been particularly feminine. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make fun of you. I wasn't trying. God, I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I was just taken aback. Besides, I've never once thought of you as unfeminine. What? You're not unfeminine. You're more of a calm, collected type. You have every bit of pride you expect from a noble, but you acknowledge your flaws and work to correct them. And that's one of the things that I find most attractive about you, to be honest. Reen, that's not something you should say to a lady so casually. I swear, that aspect of your personality is going to land you in hot water one day. In fact, that you invited me to this event, and not one of the others may have just saved you from serious trouble. I'm not really sure what you're getting at here. I suppose it doesn't matter. That's one of the things I find most attractive about you as well. Eh? You know, in a way, they basically just said I like you. So... cool? I guess? Wasn't that charming? I'm glad we had the chance to discuss things, too. It's time for me to take my leave. Thank you for inviting me. No problem. Catch you later. Now that we've already taken Wara in here, let's go ahead and let's take Instructor Sarah. Let's see if Instructor Sarah is up for it. Reen called Instructor Sarah. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. I can't tell if I'm supposed to say garden or garden. Whoa. So this is the Stella Garden, huh? Real ornate for a student project. This isn't even the half of it. They set up something even nicer farther in. Think we should head in deeper? Alrighty, let's get moving. Gotta do this so we actually move. Hit the switch. Looks like we're out of road. In that case, it's time to switch this on. Wow, this is something else. I'm more impressed every time I see it. I'm kinda impressed by how much work they put into making a realistic Starry Night. Almost makes me want to crack open a few beers and start stargazing. All roads lead to alcohol for you, don't they? I hate to say it, but you're kinda killing the ambience. Oh, and just what kind of ambience am I killing here? Just what did you think would happen when you got a beautiful young woman like me into a place like this? Nothing in particular. Besides, it's not like anything could happen with all these other people around. Oh, well, perhaps we should take this somewhere a little more private? You're just trying to mess with me right now, aren't you? You got me. But I can't help it. You gotta stop being so fun to tease. Sure, blame the victim. The only time you even border on acting mature is when you're faking someone out. What do you mean the only time? I am so mature and reliable, I'm reliably mature. Right, you're the kind of woman who's mature enough to shove all of her work on students like me and Toa. And you are reliable. We can rely on you to spend your days off drinking, till you're 3 sheets to the wind. It makes sense that the vice principal is always going berserk on you. Ugh, if all that wasn't so true, I'd almost be offended. Still, even though it doesn't seem that way, I've always got your back. We know, how could we not? You're always there to lend us a hand when it really counts. That's why Toa and I are always putting up with your unreasonable demands. We know you care about us. We feel the same. You set me up for that, didn't you? When did this happen? I'm the one who's supposed to tease you, not the other way around. Now we're even. That said, everything I mentioned is true. So if it makes you feel a little about your life choices, all the better. You're more sadistic than I thought you were. Jeez, how'd I wind up with such a troublemaker in my class? I learned it from the best. Should be speeding that up. After relaxing the air for a while longer, okay, this is gonna be the same. Huh, that was nicer than I expected. They really brought their A game with the decorations. Thanks for inviting me. It was good to have a little one-on-one time with you. Catch you later. Sounds good. Now we just... We're supposed to bring in Fee. Don't even pay attention to the noises I made. Let's see if Fee is up for it. Reen called Fee. After meeting up, they used one. You know what? I'm just gonna not say that one anymore. Neat. So this is the Stella Garden. It looks pretty good. It's even better when you switch on the device they set up further ahead. Think we should get going? Roger that. Keep the fast mode on while we move. You know, with the one that's after the trails of the beginning, I'm expecting teammates to be following me again. It's a nice little detail and I like it, alright? Guess we're done. We still have to turn this on first. Whoa. It's really something, isn't it? This is relaxing. Yeah, this is great ambience here. It feels really high class and noble, if you know what I mean. One of the mansions we had to infiltrate had a garden like this. We did it at night, too. Brings back memories. Gee, what a happy thought. Still, you don't share too many stories from your past. That must be an important memory for you. I guess. It was fun traveling around with them. A few members left before we disbanded, though. Weird, really. There was one man with a face like a bear's. Everyone was sad when he left. He had a strong sense of duty and was always looking out for everyone. He got along pretty well with the leader, too. I heard he got scouted by some trading company. I wonder what he's doing now. You mentioned that everyone in your corps had gone their separate ways. Are you worried about them? Not really. They're all pretty tough, so I'm sure they're fine. You miss them, don't you? A bit. But it's okay. I've got Class 7 now. That you do. I'm sure our class is going to go through a lot of challenges in the days ahead. But I'll be counting on you. Sure. So far, Wars is the most romantic. Though, when we get to Elisa's, you know how they like to throw that on. But she's last. That was pretty nice. Talking to you wasn't bad either. See you. Yeah, see you later. Now we're gonna bring Emma. Let's see if Emma is up for it. Reen called Emma. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Wait, why am I saying it? There's no point anymore. Amazing. I heard people talking, but I couldn't have imagined that this attraction would be so pretty. You haven't seen anything yet. Just wait until we get to the device at the end. What do you say? Shall we get going? Sounds good to me. Is that how I did the Emma voice? Like, I don't remember. I don't remember if I had an Emma voice. It seems we've made it to the end. This is what I was talking about earlier. Here, let me switch it on. Incredible. It's every bit as breathtaking as the first time I saw it. I wonder if they have dialogue for if Reen chooses them first before anyone else. I think maybe that's what Laura had. It's a little strange. I know the sky above isn't real, and yet it's so beautiful that it might as well be. They've really done an amazing job. I wonder if George had a hand in this. The engineering club would be able to help anyone they chose, after all. I'd believe it. Do you do any stargazing, Reen? Sure, every so often. Keep in mind that my hometown is fairly high ground, so I used to be able to get a really nice view. I grew up looking towards the sky too. It's not hard to when your grandmother is a skilled astrologist. Some nights she'd even read the near future in the stars and tell me what was going to happen. Wow, that's really something. From everything you've told us, your grandmother sounds like an amazing woman. I'd really like to meet her sometime. Besides, I have to thank her for the medicine you gave me back in Berea Hard. Don't worry about it. Besides, that was so long ago. Maybe so, but it's only right to thank someone who's done you a favor. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to visit your hometown on a future field study. If we do, I'd really appreciate it if you introduced us. I have a feeling that if I introduce her to any boy, she'd think I'd already decided on my wedding invitations. Emma, is something wrong? No, I was just lost in thought. If I ever get the chance, it would be my pleasure to introduce you. I'm sure she would be thrilled to meet you too. And how could she not? I'm lucky to have such a wonderful classmate. Please, you're flattering me. Still, I hope I get to visit your hometown someday. And I hope I'll get to show you around. I see. That was such a lovely attraction, the starry sky especially so. It was nice just to be able to talk with you too. Well, I suppose it's time for me to go. Talk to you later. It's time to bring Milliam. Let's see if Milliam is up for it. Reen called Milliam. After meeting up... Nope. Wow! This is so pretty! Just wait until we get farther in. There's a device we can activate to make it even nicer. I think we should go do that, don't you? You read my mind. It's a nice place. Nice place it is. Ladies and gentlemen, or I should just do ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our final destination. Co-pilot Lammy, are you ready to smash that thing and reveal its No, I'll take care of switching it on. Gently. You never let me have any fun. Whoa, now it's super pretty! I had a feeling you'd say something like that. But boy, they really went crazy with this one, didn't they? I mean, this is just a school festival. Seems like a bunch of wasted effort to me. Hey, don't belittle the other classes like that. Every student here put a ton of work into their contributions because this is more than just a school festival. I guess so. Aw, I wish I could have come to this academy sooner. I didn't know it was going to be so much fun. Now that I think of it, have you really only been here for 2 months? It feels like it's been a lot longer. It's really dragged on, huh? I didn't mean it like that. I meant it didn't take too long for you to fit in. It's hard to imagine Class 7 without you now. You mean it? Well, a super spy like me's gotta be able to blend in anywhere. I mean it. You know we see you as a classmate and a friend, not as a field agent, right? We wouldn't help you with studying on our field studies if we didn't. I know. It's way too easy to lose sight of why I'm really here when I'm with you guys, though. I'm sure your mission is really important, so don't take this as me saying otherwise, but as long as you're wearing that uniform, you're Thor's student. So at least for the duration of the festival, I think you should focus on having fun like any other student. Maybe you're right. Besides, one problem's already out of the way. It probably wouldn't hurt to take things easy for a little while. What do you mean by... Ooh, look at that star. It looks just like Whammy. I should dub thee the Lammy Star. Dang, I'm good at naming stuff. Well, all that really matters is that she's having a good time. There really are no quests on this chapter, right? I don't remember. That was so pretty. It was really fun chatting with you too. catch you later. Yep, see ya. Had to reload to get tickets back. Now who do I take? We'll take Elliot. Let's see if Elliot is up for it. Reen called Elliot. And skip that. Wow! How did they manage to make a garden like this indoors? No idea, but they lived up to their fancy name, that's for sure. Though I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. This is Class 2's attraction after all. Still, just look at the way they've made the ceiling look like a starry sky. I heard it's even better if you switch on the device further in too. Why don't we go find it? Sounds good to me. If everyone does have like first time dialogue coming in here, I don't think I'll bother with it. I'm trying to do this in a faster way. Looks like we reached the end. You don't suppose that You don't suppose that's the device you mentioned, do you? It sure looks that way. Let's try it out. Okay, here goes. Wow, this is amazing. I'll say. I figured it'd be pretty, but I wasn't ready for this. What a view. It's really cathartic, I think, if that makes sense. No, I agree. It's hard to believe that students were able to pull something like this off. If this is what our competition is capable of, we're going to need to nail that performance. You bet. We don't want to be shown up by any of the other classes. Still, I'm not really going to be that bothered if we lose tomorrow. What, really? To me, music's meant to be enjoyed. I don't care if something goes wrong or if the performance pales in comparison to the other classes. As long as we have a good time performing together, I'll be happy. Elliot. Sorry, I didn't realize how lazy that sounded until I said it out loud. I'd never think you were lazy. This concert would have crashed and burned several times over if it wasn't for your dedication and leadership. We all know how determined you are to make our performance a success. Thanks, Reen. I'm really glad that you suggested that our class put on a concert. I never thought I'd be able to share my love of music with all of you like this. Trust me, I didn't do a thing to deserve your thanks. The student council president was the one who suggested a concert. I just passed it on to you, and you made it happen. Maybe you're right. Even so, whether we win or lose, let's make sure we have fun tomorrow. I want to share my love of music with everyone who comes to hear it, or hear us. Whether they're our classmates, other students, or just visiting the academy. Let's do it. What a relaxing attraction. It's nice to see something so tranquil in the middle of a festival. Thanks for inviting me. See you later. Yeah, see you around. Alright, time to invite Gaius. Let's see if Gaius is up for it. Reen called Gaius. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Wait, why did I even bothering? I've already said this like 4 times. Alright. Now this is pretty. I think I might do the guys first for the next one, as for the other event as well. So I can... I don't know. Yeah, no, I'll figure it out. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect from an event like this, but this place is spectacular. Just you wait, it gets even better. What do you say we start walking? Fine by me. I'm still holding R1 even though it's not giving me any speed. It appears we've reached the end. Then I think it's time to turn this on. Beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't get any less amazing no matter how many times I see it. It's almost as awe-inspiring as the real thing. So this is a planetarium, is it? It's an impressive show of technological muscle. I suppose it is. It's definitely not something you see every day. Now that you mention it, I guess this event's offering us a pretty rare opportunity. It's amazing to think that technology has advanced far enough that it's able to recreate the wonders of nature. I'd love to show this to my brother and sisters too. That's right, Thoma is coming tomorrow, isn't he? You must be really excited given how long it's been since you've seen him last. That obvious, is it? It's only been 4 months since I was last in Nord, so I'm sure he hasn't changed too much. Though I hope for my sake that I've grown in these past 4 months. Guys, I'm sure you've grown, and not just you, but all of us. How could we not with all the trials we've had to face? Perhaps you're right. I'll have to be sure that Thelma sees me at my best tomorrow. That's what I like to hear. Louise is coming to see me too, so I'll have to make sure I don't do anything to make her sad again. Considering how rarely she comes to visit, you'll have to be sure to show her a good time while she's here. I'll bet she'd like nothing more than to explore the festival arm in arm with you. Well, yeah, showing her around the festival is pretty much the plan. But arm in arm? Don't you think she's getting a little old for that? Oh, don't worry about it. Just don't forget we're older brothers. We need to be there for our siblings, in whatever capacity they need us. Even guys just trying to tell you, but you're too dense to realize it, Reen. Though I don't go for that anyway. Between the garden and the starry sky, I feel as though I've been purified. It also provided us with ample time for discussion. What an interaction. Well, I'll be heading off now. Sure, I'll see you around. I believe we will now take in Machias. Let's see if Machias is up for it. Reen called Machias. No way. So this is Class 2 Stella Garten. I hate to admit it, but they did a great job. This place is gorgeous. Just wait until we get to the device they have set up further ahead. Or farther in, whatever. Shall we get going? Might as well. Man, I could walk through this place with my eyes closed at this point. I guess we're about done. Time to switch this thing on. This is... How could students have made something like this? I still haven't been able to figure it out. This is amazing. Honestly, the upper classes can't help themselves, can they? They just always have to show off. I don't even want to think about how much money they must have spent on all of this. That's probably for the best. But you've got to admit, it is pretty amazing. Especially when you consider that the students handled the decorating themselves. Well, yeah, it's spectacular no matter how much mirror they burned. But if this is Class 2's contribution, I'm really dreading Class 1's operetta. You and me both. They're really going all out on that thing. It's not just the upper classes either. The lower classes are really pushing themselves to their limits right now. That's for sure. Are there any other academics with wait, what? No, just academies. Academies with festivals this crazy? Kinda makes me happy to be a Thor student. Ditto. Okay, we need to let loose... Yeah, okay, we need to not let those awkward silences happen. This is weird. 2 guys together in a place like this is bad enough, but sitting in silence just makes it worse. You've got a point. This is definitely built for what the fuck? This is definitely built more for couples than friends. You can tell it's designed so they can get all romantic with each other. Reen, you've been a good friend and I value your company, but I want to make it clear that romance is out of the question. Man. You don't think this is some sick scheme by the nobles to emotionally sabotage our concert tomorrow, do you? I think you're overthinking things. But even so, this is going to be a hard act for our concert to follow. We're going to need to be perfect. Your duet with Eustace especially. Twist that knife in a little farther, why don't you? I'll tell you this, I'm not going to let this class down, and I don't think he intends on doing so either. We're all counting on you. You know what? I just had a great idea. Why don't you invite Eustace here later? This seems like just the right spot for the two of you to do a little bond. I'd sooner be hanged by my ankles. Mm-hmm. That wasn't half as bad as I expected an upper class attraction would be. And to be frank, it was nice to have a little heart-to-heart, so this ended up being worth my time. Well, I'm off. See you later. Now I will invite Eustace. Let's see if Eustace is up for it. Lean cold Eustace. Not bad. So this is the Stella Garten. I never thought they'd make something this impressive. There's even a device that makes it more incredible the further into the garden. What do you say we make our way through? Very well. We appear to have reached our stop. Alright, let's turn this thing on. Unbelievable. My sentiments exactly. Still, I can't fathom what possessed you to invite me here. Did the thought of inviting a girl even dart across your mind? Well, why not? I'm shocked you said yes. I would have figured you would have been through here with plenty of girls by now. I did receive a number of invitations, but I turned them all down. Coming here with someone I barely know would be a waste of both of our time. I wish I had that problem. Come to think of it, what is your type anyway? In what way is that information remotely relevant to you? I'm just curious. You rarely talk about yourself, so I was curious, that's all. I have little interest in pursuing a romantic relationship at the moment, but should that change, I would look for a woman like my mother. Ah, you said she passed away 8 years ago, correct? What kind of person was she? In a word, strong. Not only did she raise me entirely on her own, I never once heard her complain about her position as my father's I can't say it. She may have been a commoner, but she held her head just as high as any noble. If that's the case, I think you must have taken after her. What do you mean? It's hard to put into words, but I've always thought that your sense of pride was different from the other nobles. It goes without saying that it's different than your father's, but it's a little different than your brother's, too. But after hearing about your mother, I'm starting to see where it came from. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to say here, but I hope you're right nonetheless. I'm sure I am. Here's hoping you do end up meeting a girl like her someday, though. Mind your own business. That was a well-made garden, not a bad attraction overall. I can think of worse ways to pass the time at least. I'll be taking my leave, but I'm sure I'll see you around the festival. Likewise, see you around. Alright, time to ask Crow, then reload my save again. Let's see if Crow is up for it. Ring called Crow. Dang. So this is the big fancy Stella Garten, huh? Pretty cool. You think this is cool? You haven't even seen the part where it gets cool. That's deeper in. How about we go find it? Sure thing. You know, I had Crow in his DLC outfit, but the game was like, nah, taking him out of it. Guess we reached the end of the line. Yeah, time to turn this on. Isn't that something? Yeah, it never fails to leave me awestruck. But seriously, man, they built this place to literally put stars in pretty ladies' eyes. And here you go and invite me. I mean, I'm touched, really, but look at the girls in our class. You could have had your pick. Maybe, but what's the problem with the two of us hanging out? Besides, it's not as though I saw you marching in here with a girl on each arm. Lies and slander. I'll have you know that the ladies can't get enough of me. I've been asked out so many times I've started to lose count. I've got to admit, you do seem like you'd be pretty popular. But didn't you say Angelica stole all your girlfriends away from you? You just had to remember that little tiny detail, didn't you? Wonder what Angelica's up to right now anyway. Who knows? We don't even know if she'll be able to make it here. Buck up, kiddo. The only thing you should be worried about is finding a girl of your own before she comes back and steals them all. Maybe. But I don't know if I really want to rush into anything right now. I like things the way they are. I'm happy just hanging out with you and the rest of Class 7 here at the Academy. The naivety of youth. You don't get to be a kid forever, so take advantage of it while you can. The next year's gonna be over in a blink. You don't want to know how many guys I saw break down in tears once they realized the good times were all gone. But if you do, I can provide you names and dramatic recreations of the ways they cried. You know, to drive the point home. No, thanks, I'm good. Over in a blink, huh? That carries a lot of weight coming from you. Damn right it does. I mean it though. What you've got going with the Class 7, you don't find that every day. Some people never do. You might not realize it yet, but it's a rare treat to be surrounded by people you like, all working towards something great. You're right, Crow. We really are lucky. And the next thing we've got to work towards is the success of our concert. That means I'll be counting on you. You're not out of the woods yet, old man. Now we're talking. Likewise. Never figured I'd have so much fun in there with another guy. Still, that wasn't half bad. Thanks for the invite. Later. See you around. Now that I've reloaded, we must bring in, Luisa. Let's see if Luisa is up for it. As much as I don't want to. Reen called Luisa. Oh, wow. I can't believe they were able to make a garden this pretty indoors. Yeah, Stella Garten is such an whatever, but this attraction earns every letter of it. I suppose I shouldn't have expected anything less from Class 2, though. I can hardly believe the way they've made the ceiling look like the night sky. I've heard it gets even more beautiful if you activate the device further in. What do you say we go do that? Sounds great. How much am I gonna be like, this is some bull by the time they sit down and say, you look nice. Or as War is gonna be the most flirty of the two. This looks like the end. Do you think that's the device you mentioned? Looks like it. Let's switch it on and see what happens. Okay, here goes. It's beautiful. Yeah, this is more stunning than I ever would have expected it to be. The sky here, just the sky here really wait, I think that they were supposed to say the skies here, no, maybe it's because there's no S here, when I just see the sky here really spectacular. I'm thinking it wrong. Anyway, you could almost mistake it for the real thing. It actually reminds me of that night in Nord. You're right, the sky that night was incredible, and it was just the two of us. It was. Or it seemed that way until we realized all the others were listening in. That was embarrassing. Right, I kinda try to forget that part. Still, at least there's nobody to interrupt us today. Yeah, I feel we were able to talk for hours back in Nord. I like getting the chance to hear all about your family, though. You know, talking to you that day made me remember one of my fondest childhood memories. Back when Father was still alive, he barely ever took time off work. But on one of his days off, he took Mother, Grandfather, and me on a family trip. We all had so much fun together. I can see why that's so precious to you. Yeah, no matter what happens, I can always think back on that day and make myself a little happier. But I don't just want to dwell on the past. There are a lot of memories I want to make. With our classmates, and with you. Elisa. Whoa, hold on. Don't start reading anything into that, okay? That was a slip of the tongue. I mean, I wanted to know you were included in... I wanted you to know that you were included in classmates, right? That's who I want to make memories with, so... I know. Our class has been through a lot, both good and bad. But every memory we've made together is precious to me, too. And as long as our class sticks together, I'm sure our collection of memories will get even bigger. That was the gist of what you were getting at, right? Yeah. Really? With how much Falcom pushes Reen and Elisa, Laura's was the most romantic of all of them. Huh. That was really beautiful. It was great to be able to sit and talk with each other, too. Well, I have things to do. Bye. See you. I'm really surprised. But that's all for Stella Garten. Now I gotta move on to the tea house. Constant talking hurts the throat.